Welcome to Alistair Davies Golf. Today I'm going to be talking to you about equipment, and in particular the Titleist 915 driver, and giving you a bit of comparison between the D3 head and the D2 head and how they compare on Trackman. Mostly trying to focus on what the manufacturer said it does, which is basically come off a bit hotter than previous products like the 913 and also spin less in the D3 head compared to D2. In the testing section I'm going to get one of my players, Nick Taylor, a professional, to test the shots because I think it'll be more accurate than me testing the shots because I'm a bit rusty. Okay, so a little bit about the club. It's a great looking club. It's very similar to sort of the Titleist clubs are made in the past, where it's a very traditional looking wood, but obviously it's black with a black face with the white score lines. It's very attractive to look, and it's a nice size head. There are two different size heads in the D3 to D2, the D3 being the smaller head at 440cc and the D2 at 460cc. So you can have some player preference with the style of head you like because of the size and the shape slight change. But generally, they're both designed to do the similar job as in hit it further and hit it straighter with a slight player preference. The main thing that's changed with the technology is this arc, or active recoil channel. And the idea in this is what it does. It makes the top of the club and the bottom of the club compress or flex the same amount. Now, in traditional terms, it's always been the top that's flexed, and that tends to produce a higher spin rate. What this does with both parts flexing, it tends to reduce the ball spin and increase the consistency of the club to produce better results in terms of distance and consistency. So it definitely feels different from a normal Titleist driver because of this channel. The acoustics are different, which give it a different sound. And sound quite often is feel. And that feel for me sounds a lot faster off the face, a lot hotter off the face. And that's generally the feedback I get from players who test it. The other thing that's changed is the face. The face has got an insert inside it, which basically makes the center of the face thicker and the outsides of the face thinner. What this does basically is keep it to the legal limits in the center of the face, but also means the off-center hits are a little bit more responsive and creates more ball speed and reduces again that spin. So it performs better with off-center hits, which is what we all want to hear because we all hit shots off-center. Within doing this, they've also managed to maintain the MOI, so it's still as consistent and stable as it's always been. So they managed to move the weight around to the back channels to get the weight low and back to give it the desirable ball flight and make it a very consistent playing driver. Get it in your hands, get it tested, and see how it performs for you.
Okay, so let's hit a few shots. Let's put it down. As soon as we look at the club, as always, really nice looking club. Really like looking at this club. It sits good. It's easy on my eye. Let's try and hit a few shots and see what kind of data we get. All right, bit of a block. Probably a bit too spinny on that one. Seems to come off the face really nice though. Certainly quicker off the face than most clubs that I've tried out this season. So, right, let's hit another one. Let's see if I can get this one good. Yeah, caught that really good. Right out the middle, nice flight to it, nice high ball flight. Seems to go with less spin as well. So the D3 head, which I've got at the moment, slightly smaller head, 440cc, so slightly smaller than the D2, which is 460, and it's supposed to give you less spin as well. So we'll have a look at some numbers. Okay, so the D2 head, so 460cc, slightly bigger, which means it's going to be a little more stable through impact. Again, it's the same shape, it's the same pear shaped on the bottom of the club, exactly the same technology all over it. Same shaft and same loft we've got now, so let's go ahead and hit a couple of shots and see how we do. Should expect probably a little bit more spin from this one than the D3 version. Similar flights, probably looking through the air without looking at Trackman, I'd say it's probably not gone as far.
Okay, if we look at the Trackman data from Nick testing the drivers for me, the main thing to see here is really exactly what Titleist said it would do. The spin rate in the D3 was 2,134 and the spin rate in the D2 was 2,490. So the balls coming off the D3 were less spin. So it's ideal for those players to spin the ball too much. Obviously if we look at shaft as well, we can see a difference in how the shaft can make the ball spin. But this is the same shaft in the different heads with the same loft. The launch angle was virtually identical. The ball speed was virtually identical, but the D3 did come off slightly hotter, slightly faster. That might just be player preference. Nick might have liked the head a bit more on the D3, and that switched him on a bit more, and he struck it a little bit better for that reason. But the main thing to look at from a testing point of view is the D3 came off with less spin than the D2, which is exactly what the manufacturers say it will do, and it produced better results for my better player. In distance terms, the D3 came out at 298 and the D2 at 292. So a slight difference, and it's mostly because it's going to be running a little bit more when it lands, the D3, because of less spin. There's a tiny bit of difference in carry distance, only literally sort of 3 yards. So the main distance is in the roll, and that's because of the flight of the golf ball and the trajectory. The key message I want to put home from this is when you get a driver, you must get fitted to get the right launch, the right spin rate, the right shaft and head to suit your game, to make you maximize your distance and improve your consistency. So see a PGA professional or come and see myself at the Forest of Arden, or make sure you get fit for the right equipment.